Well, hello, welcome to Quantum AF podcast. Do you ever feel like a place isn't just geography, it's energy? Like certain locations pull at you for no logical reason. Maybe your body already knows where it can finally relax and breathe. Because what if home isn't just an address, it's a frequency? What if moving isn't just relocation, it's recalibration? Again, welcome to Quantum AF, the podcast where spirituality, science, and a little side eye meet for tea. Today, we're unpacking the frequency of home, how your soul moves before your suitcase does. All right. You know, guys, I love to do segments, so let's go to segment number one. And that would be the body knows first. What? Oh, look at that. I did it twice. I'm sorry. All right, there it is. Let's see. I put it twice. There it is. I just wanted to make sure it was there. I put it twice and wrong the second time. So anyway, all right. So the body knows first. You know that gut feeling that something is off? Like that's not poetic stuff or fluff. It's neurology, okay? Like the human body has over 100 million neurons in the digestive tract, sometimes called the enteric brain. Did you know that? You have a brain in your gut. Well, according to Dr. Michael Gershon, Columbia University, this system sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends down to it. Wow. So when your stomach tightens every time you drive into the city, now that's data. When your shoulders drop the moment you touch sand, that's data too. So here we have a fan story from Maya. Maya from Portland wrote in, I kept dreaming of turquoise water. I thought it was escapism until I visited the coast of Greece. My migraines disappeared the first week. My doctor called it coincidence. I call it coherence. Very interesting. You know, I always kind of had a recurring dream about driving by like a cliffy area and there was an ocean. And I've always lived by oceans. I guess my subconscious tells me I need to live, well, oceans and rivers and a lake. I live by a lake, by a river, and this is my second ocean. Well, ocean, this is the Mediterranean Sea. I'm in Spain right now. So yeah, I always had that recurring dream, and I feel like something in me knows that I need to live by water. So here's a science tie-in, very interesting. HeartMath Institute's 2022 research on heart rate variability found that environments promoting safety and gratitude increase HRV, which is heart rate variability, coherence, by up to 37%. That is your heart literally syncing with its surroundings. That's crazy, but that's what it is. So see, I always bring you the scientific tie-in, always, always. So before, let me see. I'm going to try to see if we have some people because Restream has not been showing me how many people are in the live, which is so annoying. So let me have my phone here so I know if there's people here and I can talk to you guys. I'm gonna have to contact them because this is kind of crazy that there's no okay. All right. There we go. All right. So when your inner GPS keeps rerouting you, don't label it drama. All right. Label it biofeedback. All right. Practical tip number one, somatic compass. Okay, so close your eyes. Number one, picture 3 places you visited or imagined. And number 3, for each, notice your breath, your jaw, your belly. Where does your body soften? That's your internal visa stamp. So I want you to do that exercise and see what feels right for you. If you're watching the rerun, you can go ahead and just pause the video and do that exercise. So before we go to segment 2, I want to show you a little video of my Patreon. Please subscribe to my Patreon. It's only $5.99 a month, and I have lots of exclusive content there and a lot of comedy. All my characters are there with completely exclusive content that you're not going to be able to see anywhere else. So here we go. Grab a glass, sit your mistakes down, honey, and let's see if they're your soulmate or your symptom. So remember that a woman must be complimented, right, Ashley? She loves the compliments that I give her. And you must say things like, you have lit me up like a bolt of lightning from the sky that strikes a house. Ready for some tips that are as bold as my lipstick and as sharp as my wit? Psychic Priscilla, they call me the seer that doesn't see. But I see. I don't see that much.
Hey there, golf lovers. It's your favorite unicorn with a horn for golf and a mind for mischief.
So he's saying to rub around them. Okay, is this correct, Jose? Is it okay?
Yes, perfect. You're the best, Grace. Oh yeah, keep going.
All right. Well, I'm back, even though I was just on the corner, right? So we're going to go to segment number 2, and that would be quantum physics meets U-Haul. All right, let's see what's up with this. So Einstein once said, everything is vibration. Quantum mechanics backs him up. Particles are just energetic waves observed into form. So when two tuning forks share frequency, strike one and the other vibrates. That's resonance. Now, people do the same thing. Environments do the same thing. I don't know if you heard about Dr. Bruce Lipton. You should definitely check him out. So Bruce Lipton's Biology of Belief showed that identical stem cells placed in different petri dishes became muscles, bone, or fat, depending solely on their environment. Translation: context codes destiny. And this is called epigenetics. Definitely research it. Or if you want, let me know in the comments if you want me to do an episode on epigenetics. It's super interesting. Very, very interesting. So, my dear, if your environment runs on anxiety Wi-Fi, your cells download stress apps. When you shift to an environment of ease, your biology recodes peace. So basically, you Marie Kondoed your molecules. Your atoms thanked you by demanding a new zip code. So we have a fan story here. Jared from Toronto said, I was freezing physically and emotionally. Started meditating daily. 1 week later, a company in Costa Rica offered me remote work. I didn't chase it. It matched me. And that's what it is, right? If you vibrate at a certain frequency, then the universe, the quantum field, call it the universe, the quantum field is going to match that vibration, right? So that's what's manifesting is basically. But you can just manifest in your head all you want, but if you don't feel or vibrate at that frequency that you want, it's not going to happen until you do that. All right, practical tip number 2 in the general context of the podcast, frequency audit. So list 5 activities or places that drain you and 5 that light you up. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these places that drain you or light you up. Notice geography patterns, indoors versus outdoors, city versus nature. Energy highs mark environments resonating with your upgraded vibration. So, for example, I know if I go by the ocean, it recharges me, right? If I'm around a lot of people in a bus, like I was the other day, it kind of drains me. I don't know if it's the people or the bus or the just doing something that I haven't done in centuries, which is take a bus here in Spain. But it's just you'll know what drains you. Just definitely clock it. See what drains you and what recharges you. All right, let's go to segment number 3. Let me know in the comments if you're here. Say hi, because for some reason Restream is not showing me who's here. Usually it shows me a number and the sources of who's watching, where, but not today. I don't know. Did that yesterday too. Anyway, all right. So segment number 3, the energetic weather of places. Ooh, let's dive into it. So every location hums its own note. Some people call it the matrix, right? Every location has its own matrix. Now, scientists measure Earth's natural electromagnetic heartbeat, the Schumann resonance. The average is 7.83 hertz. But local variations occur. Coastal ions, altitude, even solar activity shift the pulse. So see, every place has a different vibration, a different matrix, right? Now, research by Dr. Neil Cherry, Lincoln University, New Zealand, found that low frequency EM fields affect serotonin and melatonin production, explaining why mountain or ocean regions often feel euphoric or restful. Very interesting. And that proves my theory. I usually feel very, very recharged when I'm around the ocean. So the spiritual translation of this is each place has a weather pattern of consciousness. You're not just checking the forecast, you're checking the frequency cast. That's why you don't find Zen monasteries on the Vega Strip. Too much neon interference. All right, so I want you to do these mini exercises. Next time you travel, before unpacking, stand still. Close your eyes and ask, does my breath feel shorter or deeper here? Your lungs are barometers of truth. All right, practical tip, the energy meter journal. Keep a week-long log, like location, what's your mood, 0 to 10, what's the body ease, how's your productivity. Then look for patterns. Where your energy peaks is where your soul plugs into the grid most smoothly. You know how some places drain your energy and others are just like amazing? Well, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to take my own advice and keep a journal and see what drains me and what recharges me. All right, we have a fan story, Annika. Annika left a high-rise job in Dubai. Within a month of moving to a quieter town, her eczema cleared. Her dermatologist was shocked. Her explanation, different air, different aura. So sometimes if you move, make sure you check the area first and see how it feels. And if it feels better than where you are, then that's your frequency, or at least it's closer to your frequency. All right, I'm going to show you another video. I don't know if you know, but I'm in Spain now. I'm a native Spanish speaker, and I do teach Spanish online. So here is a little video that I prepared for you. All right. Okay, we're back. All right, let's go to segment number 4. And that would be when old coordinates expire. Ooh, and guess what? Mine expire not very long ago. Like I would say about a few months ago. So let's dive into it. Sometimes, okay, the universe sends eviction notices via exhaustion. That's not failure, it's frequency mismatch. Now, neuroscience shows that chronic cortisol shrinks the hippocampus, dulling motivation and memory. Wow, you literally can't imagine futures while living in survival. I was there a few months ago in the US. And let me tell you, if every morning feels like a reboot error, it might not be you, honey. It might be the signal strength of your surroundings. So think of yourself as software that's updated, but the hardware, the city, the job, the social circle is still 1.0. The lag you feel is incompatibility. We have a fan story, Layla. So Layla stayed in her hometown caring for family. Her voice was always tight. When she finally moved, friends said, "You sound lower." And she laughed. She said, "Well, gravity finally let go." Amazing, huh? I mean, since I moved here, I feel different in a good way. So since I moved to Spain, and hopefully I'll be able to stay here. I'm still doing my visa thing. I applied from here from inside Spain because it's faster. By the way, I'm going to start a relocation workshop if anybody's interested. If you want to relocate, I'm teaming up with a friend, and we are going to help other people move if they want to move. All right. When you don't match the frequency, or the frequency doesn't support you in a place, it's time to go. That's all I'm going to say. And that doesn't mean that you're flaky. You just finished the syllabus. So don't repeat the class because you paid for the textbook, right? I know I was there for a few months, like, oh, but I don't want to leave all my furniture. Look, I just redecorated everything. It's so good. I have a new car. And guess what? That doesn't matter, because if you feel that the place where you're living does not support you, you need to go. Definitely. You won't regret it. All right. So, practical tip, graduation checklist. So, ask yourself, what lessons has this place taught me? 2, what am I still pretending I haven't learned? That one, yeah, because sometimes you just don't want to leave. You want to stay where you are because it's comfortable and it's what you know, right? Graduation checklist, point number 3. Question number 3, what version of me thrives elsewhere? If question 3 gives you goosebumps, class dismissed, honey. All right, let's move to segment number 5. And that is packing light in all dimensions. All right. So you can ship boxes, you can sell furniture, you can delete all numbers, but the heaviest stuff never shows up on the airline scale. It's energetic clutter. Yes, there's such a thing. Psychologist Bluma Zygarnik discovered that unfinished tasks stay lodged in working memory, causing low-grade stress. Each unresolved conversation, unpaid bill, or unsent goodbye is a tab open in your mental browser. And spiritually, those tabs, they leak frequency. So TSA can't find your P's because it's buried under 400 screenshots of your ex. Remember that. Science tie-in, baby. A 2018 University of California study found that people who engaged in closure rituals, like writing letters, completing lists, symbolic releasing, experienced up to 23% less cortisol after major transitions. That is huge. So before you move anything physical, honey, declutter the unseen, resentment, guilt, worry, the what ifs, all of the above. All right. So, practical tip The keep/donate/transmute method. All right. This is from my experience from moving abroad twice. I did it twice. This is my second immigration. 1, keep anything still alive in your heart. 2, donate anything neutral, memories that served you but no longer need your attention. And 3, transmute the painful stuff, write it, cry it, dance it out. Movement is emotional alchemy. I can tell you before I moved here, I had to shred a lot of papers and a lot of memories. And I cried a lot. But you know what? It was amazing because I felt like I was leaving a version of myself that no longer was serving me or my highest good. And by releasing all those memories and literally shredding the memories, it did something to me. It opened me to just detach myself from any physical attachments that I had, any emotional attachments that I had. And I was able to say, I'm leaving for real and I'm okay with it. So here's a fan story. Jonas burned an old journal before leaving New York. He said the smoke curled like punctuation at the end of a sentence. And 2 days later, he received a job offer abroad in a company whose logo was the exact same symbol he doodled in that journal. Now, talk about manifesting, right? All right, my loves, I'm going to show you another video about my online shop. If you check it out, it's thestateofgraceshop.com. And here it is. All right, and now we are going to move to segment number 6, and that is the vagus nerve portal. Ooh, this is very juicy, you guys. All right. When you enter a new environment, okay, your nervous system asks one question: am I safe? The vagus nerve, which is the 10th cranial nerve, runs from brainstem to gut, heart, and lungs. It's the body's tuning fork between fear and flow. Now, Dr. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory shows that stimulating the vagus through breath, singing, or humming activates the parasympathetic system, which is your internal chill mode. You just quantum travel to Calmville without TSA pre-check. That's basically what that is, right? So here's a mini exercise that I call quantum breath. Inhale 4 seconds, hold 2, exhale 6 seconds through the mouth with a sigh. Repeat that 5 times. Your heart rhythm synchronizes with your breath rhythm, and that's literal electromagnetic coherence. All right, we have a fan story from Diego. So Diego practiced this nightly for a month before relocating. Okay, at customs, surrounded by chaos, he described feeling like he was inside a calm bubble while everyone else was buffering. So the breathing is very, very important. It will regulate everything. Practical tip: anchor ritual. Create one sensory cue, a smell, song, or gesture that tells your vagus nerve we're safe. Every time you repeat it in a new place, your body remembers. For example, when I moved here to Spain, what I did is I kind of cooked like my mom did. She wasn't a great cook, but she used basically no spices and just salt and olive oil. Which, by the way, in Spain, the olive oil is chef's kiss. Insane. It's so good. And so that's what I did. I'm cooking my son vegan. She wasn't vegan. I wasn't vegan at the time, but I'm doing the vegan version of what she did. Very simple, very just like salt and olive oil, fruits, very, very natural. And that makes me feel like my childhood and it makes me feel safe. So that was my thing when I moved to Spain. And also, of course, the language. I grew up speaking Spanish. I'm from Argentina, and so hearing Spanish, hearing my native language and speaking it, even though it's a different accent, definitely told my system, you're safe. All right, my loves, let's do segment number 7, and that is the myth of starting over. Ooh, okay. So people, and I'm bringing this back to my experience because it's all I know right now, right? People say I'm starting over, right? And I had that feeling like, oh my God, I'm starting over. But you know what? I was like, no, I'm continuing higher. This place where I'm at right now no longer wants me, no longer fits me, no longer serves my highest good. So I moved to a place that will do that. And again, I'm still with trying to get the visa and all that done. And if it's not Spain, it'll be somewhere else, and I'm okay with that. It's wherever my frequency matches the place, and wherever I feel safe and good, and like this is the place. So far, I feel like this is it. We'll see. All right. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity, right? The brain's ability to form new neural pathways. Dr. Andrew Huberman explains that novelty plus safety creates a neurochemical cocktail of dopamine and acetylcholine that accelerates learning. Did you hear that? Wow, I'm going to probably use this experience of being in Spain to learn something, right? And that means reinvention is literally easier after a move. Your brain is in growth mode, and I can vouch for that. It's in flow and growth mode, and it feels so good. Much less anxiety, much less fear. It's just amazing. I highly recommend it. So your brain loves change. It's your furniture that complains, really. My furniture, I sold all my furniture in LA, and the apartments here in Spain come furnished. So, hey, yay. All right, practical tip, my loves, reframe the narrative. Instead of I'm leaving everything, say I'm bringing my evolution. Language codes frequency. The story you tell shapes the timeline you occupy. We're going to go to a fan story. So Clara divorced at 47 and moved to a small coastal town. She said everyone kept saying I was starting from scratch, and I told them scratch is where creation begins. Ooh, I love that, Clara. Very nice. All right, my loves, I'm going to show you another video. And this is one of the lines, this channel is your journey to joyful living. That is my thing. That's everything ties into the joy. And I created a line of merchandise that's called Joy is My Jam. So here I'm going to show you a video and see it's available. All right. All right. Segment number 8, magnetizing your next home. Ooh. So let's talk manifestation with receipts. The reticular activating system in your brainstem filters 11 million bits of data per second and only lets 40 bits reach consciousness. It prioritizes what you label important. So when you vividly imagine a joyful new home, you're not summoning it from thin air. You're training your RAS, reticular activating system, to notice matching opportunities. This is basically manifesting in the quantum field, right? But the thing is, they teach you, and I said it before, they teach you to manifest, write everything on a board. Great, you can do that. But you have to match. You have to think and feel those things that you wrote. You have to match that frequency. If you don't match it, it's not going to happen, or it's going to happen way later. Until you match it, it's not going to happen. All right, so here's an exercise for you guys. 5 sense frequency vision. So close your eyes and design your ideal environment through senses. So what sounds fill the space? What textures meet your fingers? What does the air smell like? What colors hug your eyes? How does your body feel walking there? The brain doesn't distinguish imagination from memory. It begins wiring for the new environment now. Again, that's another part of manifestation. All right, so here's a fan participation idea. Okay, this is a participation for you, my fans. I'm going to invite you guys to send me a short voice note describing the frequency of your future home. Okay? And then I'm going to feature them in a later episode called Postcards from the Future. Feel free to do that on my Instagram, The State of Grace Fraga. Follow me, I'll follow back. If your dream flat smells like espresso and incense, your RAS is already browsing Italian real estate listings. Absolutely. Every apartment that I've been looking at, and I finally rented one, that apartment was everything I wanted. And I knew it as soon as I entered. This is it. This is my place. I just knew it. So, scientific backup. fMRI studies at Harvard show that mental imagery, I'm tired, guys, that mental imagery of physical spaces activates the same neural circuits, as being there. Visualization equals neurological rehearsal. So basically, you're getting your body and your mind and your nervous system to just get used to what you're wanting and visualizing, right? And then you have to match the vibrational field. You have to match it, right? If you are manifesting abundance, but you are coming from a place of lack, then no matter how many times you say, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have enough money for this, or if you focus on that, then you're not going to match that, I'm rich vibe or vibrational field. Practical tip, micro alignment. So act like you already live there. That's what I did. I imagined myself in every place in the apartment that I'm going to rent, that I rented. Play the music of that region, cook its dishes, adjust your schedule to its daylight rhythm. Your nervous system acclimates before the plane ticket does. And that's what I did. I was talking to a lot of people in Spain, so I kind of started, being awake at night, which is kind of like the afternoon here, and it really messed me up. Now when I moved here, then I was even more messed up. But now after a month and a half, my body is like, okay, we now know when to wake up and when to go to bed. I got it. All right, my loves. Okay, so let me show you another video. If you ever need help starting your podcast, we work with a lot of clients with my partner, Marlene Sharp, and we created a company called Grammar Productions because I'm Grace and she's Marlene, Grammar Productions. So here it is. Hey, podcasters and content creators, ready to take your podcast or YouTube channel to the next level? I'm Grace Fraga, and at Grammar Productions, we've got you covered. With Grammar Productions, we help you create, market, and distribute your podcast while setting you up for long-term growth. No more tech headaches. We handle the production so you can focus on what you do best. Looking to grow your YouTube channel? We'll help you maximize engagement and reach a broader audience. More views, more impact, more success. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, we take the stress out of the process. And with tools like StreamYard, your podcast will always sound and look professional. Grammar Productions, podcasting and YouTube, engineered to succeed. Let's make your vision a reality. Contact us today and let's get started. All right, we're back and we're going to go to segment number 9, which is the science of serendipity. All right, let's dive into it. So, Dr. Richard Weissman's luck factor experiment found that lucky people aren't superstitious, they are attentive. They maintain open awareness that notices patterns. Quantum physics calls it the observer effect. Attention collapses probability into reality. So when you expect magic, your brain's predictive coding biases scan for confirmation. That's not fantasy, it's cognitive physics. So basically, the universe isn't ghosting you, baby. You're just ignoring its DMs. All right, practical tip: curiosity over control. Every time a plan fails, say, interesting reroute, universe. That single phrase shifts brain chemistry from stress, cortisol, to curiosity, dopamine. Fan story: Imani. So Imani missed her train in Paris and met a stranger who became her business partner. She said, that delay was my divine calendar invite. All right, segment number 10. And this is what I call oh, wait. All right, where is it? Right there. Integration check. All right. So this is the recap of the journey so far. The body is a compass. Listen to it. 2, quantum resonance means your environment is a mirror. 3, every place has its own frequency weather. 4, when your coordinates expire, graduate gracefully. 5, declutter the unseen. 6, use your vagus nerve to travel calm. 7, you're not starting over, you're continuing higher. 8, train your RAS to notice alignment. And 9, serendipity is science in motion. And here is a journal prompt for you. Where am I still living that no longer matches who I've become? All right, if your Wi-Fi drops every time you meditate, baby, maybe it's not Mercury retrograde. Maybe the universe is telling you to switch networks. All right, I hope that this Quantum AF episode resonated with you. And if you have any suggestions for new episodes that you would like for us to discuss, I'm always open to hear from you guys. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel. This is my journey to joyful living, and the channel is your journey to joyful living. And that's what we do here. Everything, all the podcasts, all the comedy, it's all about joy and to encourage each other to stay in joy, not toxic positivity, because here we encourage on this channel to feel your feels. And, if you're mad, go ahead, be mad. If you're sad, be sad. We're not about, just be joyful. But I highly encourage the switch to be joyful. Even in the worst of circumstances, we can be joyful. Find joy at times or all the time. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon. We'll go live tomorrow with Chat with Grace, and the topic is kindness is power. So I hope you tune in, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.